looks like the pick has been chosen. We are heading to Mammoth Fortress here. And it's going to be, as we said before, Dolan on the Vector, Himwy on the Val.
Now, one thing you saw right off the bat is Dolan got first weapon. Himwy completely dipped. Didn't even want to attempt going unarmed at the weapon. Disadvantage was just waiting for that next weapon spawn to come in before aggressing onto Dolan. And even now, you're seeing a lot of waiting early on in the game before Himwy finds that optimal punish option. But Dolan is doing a great job punishing these landings onto Himwy. The gauntlets weren't the best weapon for Himwy earlier. It was when he got that sword that magic started to happen.
One thing I will say is that Dolan in the first set really was not playing the bow like this either, was opting to go for the rocket lance most of the time, but so far this bow is looking so great. I think he's going to lean into it a little bit more, and I think for good reason. I mean, look at the results he's been able to get so far.
Being very careful on the edge guard situation. Didn't want to push it too hard. Whoa. Talking about gravity cancel down 6, Dolan was using them really well earlier. Now Himwy already opening up with 2 of them.
And that move doesn't have a whole lot of force. It used to do absurd amount of damage, like, I don't know, close to like 38, 36, something like that. They nerfed it. It does 28 now, I believe, but still a lot of damage, right? So you get hit by 2 of those. That's like roughly 60 damage. That's quite a bit.
And it hits all over the place. So if you're like anywhere near that, it's going to be pretty tough to punish based on where you are. Nice dash down heavy from Dolan to get off of that soft platform close enough to where Himwy was. And that might have actually gone the other way if Himwy didn't drop that sword recovery that happened earlier. Just kind of steered a little bit too far to the left and didn't actually get that big force dump that happens at the end of sword recovery. So first stock could have gone the way of Himwy, but it didn't here. Does find the answer back. Himwy a little bit into the orange, or sorry, yellow.
We're going to see. I mean, the sword is what we were looking for before, but right now, not quite showing the same amount of steam that we saw in the winner's set here. Dolan looking very comfortable here. Would love to secure his first crown in the region, getting to this point, I think 3 times before already, and then losing. Will today be the 4th time, or will he make history for himself?
Saw the double chain dodge coming out, hoping to get a dodge burn from Himwy to find a non-true follow-up option like a sidelight Sair, sidelight recovery, something off of that. Dolan still in the lead here, isn't quite in the red yet. He was hoping for that. There's the punish.
Okay, Dolan. We're going to see, we were talking about before how Dolan, you know, once he got into a groove of, oh man, he throws out the forbidden sig again. Down sig, still not hitting though.
And that's 2 sigs. Himwy has now punished back-to-back that Dolan was throwing out earlier. Not necessarily the most successful sigs when he threw them out earlier, but at least they weren't getting punished. Different story when we're talking about Himwy.
Yeah, at this point, Himwy on the final stock needs to find this KO. And the gauntlets, you know, usually historically people say that the gauntlets into the rocket lance can be a tough matchup. It has really big disjoints. That nair can really stop you from getting in. But Himwy is going to see if he can make it happen here. D-Light recovery will not KO yet. Sidelight recovery will, though. The little scoop, the little extra added height, just barely giving enough oomph to go ahead and bring this down to a 1-stock game.
Does find the KO with the gauntlets. Now able to swap over to the sword. Dolan does pick up a lance very quickly upon spawning, but has now taken 4 hits immediately. Sidelight nair going to be the true option for Dolan. Tries to get the landing side air onto Himwy. Oh, so many moves coming out from Himwy. He's getting like 2 or 3 hits every time Dolan hits 1.
Oh my gosh, and just like that, hits him with the neutral sig. We're going to be seeing a lot of those, right? Like easily Val's best signature just for how quick it is, how it's a perfect anti-air, and again, another punish on the down sig. It's like Dolan just really wants to hit it, but I don't see the game plan. It might cost him the game.
Because think about it, what's the best case scenario there? The D-Sig hits, it sends Himwy down into the stage, leading to the bounce. Not going to be the KO option. Himwy's just in the orange, so it's not even going to send Himwy that far there. And Dolan could have possibly lost that stock if he was a little bit more damage. Picking up a D-Light recovery that high is going to be a KO. That time, he just needs the raw recovery, putting out 608 damage, about 203 per stock. Not necessarily the most efficient in the world, but definitely not terribly inefficient whatsoever.
And I think for Dolan, a lot of the usage of the down sig may just be the surprise factor, right? Like, Vector isn't a super popular legend. And all of his signatures, for the most part, I'd argue, can be a little bit wonky, particularly the Rocket Land signatures, because he's transforming into a freaking rocket ship and zooming across the stage. You're like, where's his hitbox? Where's his hurt box? When does the end lag stop? I don't know. But the down sig just hasn't been getting him the success he needs, right? It's like, maybe if I do like this crazy move that no one really understands how it works, maybe I'll hit him. And it's not quite working out. So we're going to see if Dolan is able to strike back here in the second game, and maybe if he doesn't, maybe we'll see a legend swap. Maybe we'll see the patented Orion come back out and make an appearance.
Now we're on a Crystal Temple. Of all places, gonna have, it's kind of like Miami Dome, but the soft platforms are a lot lower, those walls are a lot shorter, and I don't actually know, you can go into the stage here, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
One of those stages where you can do a little around the world action if you're feeling frisky, but those walls are short, so it will be a little bit of a risky play, but sometimes it's the right option. Oh man, he's getting starved. And he throws his own weapon away, so now Dolan has the weapon advantage here. Gonna probably swap to the Rocket Lance, and yes he is. Goes for a read on a jump with the neutral sig, but doesn't find it.
There's the side air. Himwy getting back on stage is definitely at the damage deficit. Down sig from the middle of the stage. Not going to be the KO option. Doesn't get the downlight punish on Himwy ground pounding onto the stage in time. Himwy did get the punish after that D-light. There's the side light. Dolan was looking for the jump side air. Himwy was staying low, away enough from it to not get hit. The D-light was in a weird spot to pick up. Dolan doesn't get the Nair follow-up after. Back-to-back down heavy. Himwy just dancing on the edge. Maybe Dolan a little bit scared there.
But then the down sig just being the best friend that Dolan needs right now today, right? In every set we've seen, that bow down sig has hit. You know, I wish I had a separate stat just for that sig alone, because that's the one that's been getting the money.
I feel like that's one of the only ones that we've seen hit, at least so far in like these last two sets. I think we saw maybe a side signature hit one time and like a neutral signature hit maybe hit one time, but it's definitely been off the back of the bow down signature.
We're going to see. I don't even know if we've seen the bow neutral sig come out at all.
I think he did it once.
Did he?
I think it was in the previous set. We saw it like gravity canceled over on the left side, but it certainly didn't do anything.
Ooh.
Oh,
it's perfect edge guard.
Yo, he's still doing it. That's it. That's huge.
Bow down air 4 times in a row. And sometimes it's that simple. The move is so disjointed, right? You can reverse it into the wall because you know they need to touch it, and then you just recover so quick that, okay, you can keep sending them off and doing it over and over again. And until they get their dodge back to kind of give themselves a timing mix-up, there we go. That's the end sig. Dolan says, hey, I can land some other sigs. Throws the laser on him.
That's the one we were waiting for. That beam coming out. Still has the bow in his hand. Nice down signature. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a spiking option there. It's actually going to send up. Oh, Himwy was waiting for the reaction. Didn't quite get the right option afterwards. That's going to go just over Dolan's head.
That's 2 heartbreakers for Himwy there. Gets the down sig, but that move has like negative force. You know, it's going to be a while before that one finds the KO. So, you know, while it's nice, you rack up a little bit of damage, you're able to set yourself up for a nice juggle scenario. It's not going to be your go-to KO option, but it does have, well, doesn't matter what it has because you've gone.
If you hit that D-Sig, you're more hoping for like, okay, what am I going to do after now that I've put them in that position, since there's so much space in between us. Dolan's not even going to really let Himwy think about what's coming after. Got the KO. Feeling good about this one. Now tied 1-1 in the set. You saw the taunt coming out. He was burning rubber onto the Crystal Temple. A little bit disrespectful, since that is a holy site.
Okay. And now, I mean, it's going to be between Brawlhaven, Demon Island, and Mammoth. And you know what? Dolan says, let's go to Mammoth. It seems like Dolan, in general today, has been favoring these stages that just have a lot more space. And I don't blame him. It seems like he's been doing really well with the extra space. He needs a little bit, you know, more time to find his openings. And the space allows him to kind of do that.
Dolan going to get the first weapon. This time, Himwy's actually going to maybe stick around Dolan for a little bit longer before completely disconnecting, hoping the weapon spawn is going to come to the left side of the stage. It didn't. Actually went to the right. Then the next one comes back in the center. It's the gauntlets for Himwy. Just completely getting zoned out by Dolan's neutral airs. Sidelight neutral air as well. Himwy immediately becomes yellow. Now orange. Dolan, good damage output early on in this game. Himwy is just begging for a sword spawn.
Okay. There's the weapon throw. He goes for the D-Light. That's not going to connect. Goes for the Sayer. That's not going to connect. Himwy getting a little bit of momentum going with this sword, but still behind in damage. Has stage control. Gives it up a little bit, but manages to find that D-Light as a response. So overall, doing the correct steps to bring himself back into the game.
You saw the D-Light dare come out from him. We wanted a follow-up option after that. You immediately saw the dodge come out from Himwy, the spot dodge, hoping that Dolan was going to throw something out at him. That likely will be the KO.
Nice.
Has the neutral signature. I didn't even think about that.
That's Vector, baby. You can just use that neutral signature to go ahead and carry you a little bit higher, not a little bit, a lot of bit higher than you would with just a dodge, right? And not only that, it has some nice unique properties when it interacts with a wall where you can just like shoot straight up it. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen a little bit more cheeky plays from Dolan with that neutral signature off the stage.
Yeah, because if you look at the distance you can cover with like a diagonal dodge towards the wall there, no shot you're getting anywhere near that corner. But with that gravity cancel neutral signature, Dolan was ready for it, using it almost like a Thor orb neutral signature. D-Light recovery, gonna end that stock. Himwy tying up these stocks back into this game, still a little bit behind, a minute 45 into the game.
Okay, and just like that, if I'm Dolan, I'm happy because I was about to lose my stock and I was able to get a few more pot shots in before I went down to the second stock. So all things considered, you know, I did the job. And now, slight damage lead in favor of Dolan. Finally gets a weapon, goes and grabs that rocket lance. We'll see. Wow, what a spot dodge.
And the immediate jump afterward, because Himwy knew the D-Light was coming out from Dolan to cover the stacked option. That, again, is going to be a punish. Dolan, you got to chill on those, dude.
All right, here we go. No dodge on Dolan for a little bit here. Should have it back now. Just going to go ahead and fastball down to the stage. And now is trailing behind in damage. And Himwy looking for that D-Light recovery. It's around that time. He's hunting Dolan down. You can see he's trying to stay up close and personal. So close.
He's hoping these signatures are going to hit, and they just aren't. Himwy using the light attacks. Hitboxes are coming out just a little bit earlier before the hitboxes come out from Dolan's signature. So now Himwy here in the lead. Neutral sig coming out, immediately punished. Dolan, you got to chill, dude. He's just throwing those out, hoping he's going to find the hit there.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit antsy here. He's, you know, you were saying before, he was writing in chat, calm down, and yeah, you don't want those nerves to get the best of you here as Himwy is looking like he might be able to go ahead and put himself up in the set. Beautiful charge from Dolan, though. So you know what? You're probably going to dodge. I keep going for the immediate recovery. What if I just held it?
I'm glad he did that, because that was the moment where he could have gone for his signature there. He was using those recoveries several times. Like, you saw him just throw out a straight one in the direction he was already facing, and you saw him turn one around. Then for the third one, you saw him actually delay it, expecting the spot dodge. So great restraint and control from Dolan, noticing that the signatures aren't working, that you can't just hope your opponent, when they're this good, are just going to happen to go into your signature.
Okay. And now let's see, and that sends a message to Himwy as well. That's like, all right, if you go for that again and you try to gravity cancel D-Light on me with that sword, you're just going to eat a recovery or a neutral sig right here. Just hits him with the plane. He transforms so fast, man. It's like Starscream with it.
Yeah, that was a quick one. That was like at the end of Transformers 1 when Starscream just totally dips off the planet.
Yeah.
Saw what happened to Megatron. He's like, I'm out of here. I want to be in the second movie.
He's like, I'm good. He's like, I want to be hanging with Shia. Oh, man, but just like that, Dolan able to come out on top with some clutch play and potentially bring this to a bracket reset. Up 2-1 in the set, has to win this game and then a whole other set to come out as the champion for Southeast Asia. And we got a clip here of that beautiful recovery we saw. Oh, man.
Seeing the rest of these replays, there was the little bit of a hesitation. Saw the taunt come out feeling good on that one. The neutral signature finally making the hit he wanted to. And Himwy making a change that we saw earlier from Sire, off of the original character on to a Jala pick. It didn't work out for Sire.
Oh man, Dolan is just naring his way through right now. Wow. Untouched, finally gets hit by a D-Light, but not without dishing a whole lot of damage to Himwy. And it seems like people just love Jala these days. Another legend that in the metagame has been showing up quite a bit more these days. Was never really completely gone, but oh, hot again. Keeps trying to get out of disadvantage from going high. Like, it's just one of those things where it seems like that's Himwy's habit.
And let's look at Dolan's choice there, because I was kind of ragging on him for his signature usage earlier. He used that one when he was in yellow. So worst case scenario, he gets hit like once or twice. Not really going to put him in a bad spot. If it hits, it leads immediately to the KO because he's facing a Jolly and he just hit a signature. If it doesn't hit and he doesn't get punished, like, okay, zero-sum game. We're back to Nooch.
And so far, I mean, it's panning out quite well. That should be a punish. True sidelight Sarah there. You can see how inside Jala was when that initial sidelight hit, and that's how you know that the Sarah follow-up is going to be true. Dolan just giving it away with the Sig. You praise him.
That's the exact opposite situation, Flambo, where he was very much in the red. Himwy, if he gets a punish there, it actually leads to the KO. Okay, Dolan getting a little bit saucy on it, and maybe he shouldn't just yet.
And maybe it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, the Rocket Lance side Sig is one of those Sigs that carries you quite a bit, right? Like kind of like Thor Hammer side Sig. There should be an edge guard. Yeah, just the bow down there is enough because low defense legend. But maybe he was thinking like, all right, I'll drag you toward the kill box, and then when the force like actually starts going somewhere, it might just KO. Who knows?
Is Dolan just the Jala killer?
This might be. Everyone keeps switching to this legend, and it's like he's like
and losing. Yeah. He must feel so comfortable in this matchup. Unfortunately, Australia does a very poor job of reporting their characters. So we really haven't seen a lot of what other players have been locking in to see if he's been just destroying. Again. Oh, beautiful usage of that signature. You thought that he might have gone low. That's what Himwy was thinking. Then came the ground pound, attempting to catch the lower option, landing lower on that wall, but Dolan went high yet again.
Oh, and Dolan is just one stock away from resetting this bracket. Today could be the day where he potentially is able to get his hands on a crown. You know, a lot of people play Fall Guys. They've never gotten that crown, but Dolan, today could potentially be his day if he's able to reset this bracket. We're going to see if Himwy is able to stay alive, you know, swinging. Same stocks. It is Jala. You know, we've seen Jala in the scenario where she's behind. She gets like 3-4 hits. Oh, that should get.
Nice punish there from Dolan. Completely waiting out from that one. A little bit surprised. If that would have been a recovery to the right side, absolutely would have been the stock. And there you see it come out even from the middle of the stage. That one's a KO. Secures the bracket reset. Dolan getting ever closer to that crown. Unfortunately, Brawlhalla doesn't have a golden glizzy for Dolan to grab, but still, I think he'll be happy enough with a gold medal and that beautiful chunk of the prize pool coming out from the Autumn Championship. He is going to have to fight through another set of Himwy, though.
Okay, now, at this point, Himwy, it's tough because at this point, over the span of this year alone, we have seen players who maybe a little bit more unknown, maybe not the most popular, rise up at a tournament and make it absurdly far just to lose just shy of the crown, right? We've seen Megdi do that. We've seen Java do that. And now is Himwy going to be another one of those players where they're so good, they come out guns blazing, a lot of people aren't super familiar with them, and they're so close to winning the entire thing, and they just fall a little bit short?
Dolan going to be continuing into this set with the momentum on his side. It seemed like he was going to have to fight a David versus Goliath story, even though Dolan's like the better known player based off of the 3-0 that happened in winners finals. But the grand finals for Dolan was a 3-1. That's almost as confident of a victory coming out for Dolan. Now we are in the bracket reset. Dolan has so much more experience in tournament this late in the bracket compared to Himwy. So we'll see if Himwy maybe crumbles a little bit under the pressure or levels up and reaches true form. Again, starting out with gauntlets here, but it's definitely working. All of a sudden, Himwy opening up with gauntlets is a good thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, Himwy's gauntlets in just the first opening moments of this match alone have looked better than they did in that complete other set.
Dolan is fighting back.
Nice. No, what
Gets
spot dodge.
The immediate pickup with the weapon, gets the D-Light into the recovery, taking out Dolan, now able to swap over onto the sword, the more comfortable weapon, which I'm sure Himwy is maybe more happy to do. Yeah, there you see immediate swap back, denying the weapon, still taking the sword, adding up this damage.
And I think it's because he also knows that the Rocket Lance was going to be the next spawn for Dolan, and he definitely wanted to have the sword into that matchup instead of the gauntlet. So I think it's just smart decision-making all around. But right now, Dolan, you got to give me a little bit of that fire back, because we're looking like we're getting shades of the winner's finals Himwy right now.
Himwy controlling the weapon.
Wow.
Oh, Dolan again hits the dash down heavy. This one didn't even have to really slide off of the platform. He was able to grab it. Gets the stock not too far behind here, is in the yellow.
And that one was a little bit unfortunate as well for Himwy, because he went to punish it with a jump nair, and then his head just like popped up a little too high, and he ended up getting hit by it. But, I mean, this matchup is the one I was saying that Himwy probably wanted to avoid so far. You know, doing decently though, but you can definitely tell that the hitboxes of this Rocket Lance are a little bit harder for him to deal with.
Gauntlets in hand, hoping to find that recovery. Dolan immediately punishes that, finding good damage. Dolan now in the lead on the second stock, hits the side air. A little bit surprised that didn't immediately lead to the KO. Nice punish, sort of babysat him back to the stage. Nice. Hits the ground pound for the 100% KO on that one. No doubt in anybody's mind that that was going to KO after all that damage that Dolan built up. And he's in a pretty good spot. You're looking at a lower strength Val here. So a D-Light recovery is not going to be the KO option. He's looking for a signature to hopefully knock out this stock early. Might struggle a bit now in the yellow. Dolan, all of this experience that Dolan has coming out just finally turned red, so still in a good spot.
Okay, and the D-Light recovery is not enough, and I think you're right. Like, in terms of raw signatures for the KO from Himwy, we haven't seen a lot, if really any of that. Like, we saw maybe a sword side sig one of the earlier sets, but it's mainly been, you know, D-Light recoveries. Ooh.
Good weapon toss. Dolan throwing out some moves on the corner, hoping Himwy's going to go into that for his corner guard. He played a little bit too close. The D-Sig is going to take out final stocks here. Dolan would be grabbing some huge momentum off of the reset if he's able to take game one here without taking too much damage on this final stock. Weapon advantage is going the way of Himwy. Dolan waiting for a spawn. Oh, he actually backdashed, still able to get it.
Oh, recovers high again. If Dolan went for that read with the neutral sig, it would have caught there. Himwy has to be careful with this habit because Dolan is catching on. And if we see Dolan get a side light here, oh, well, he throws away the Rocket Lance. Uh-oh, a turnaround, and that's it.
Nice job from Dolan. He's going to take that one. It was looking a little bit hairy there towards the end, but he was still in control, only in the orange on that one. So it was going to take a lot for Himwy to find the KO there. You even saw the gravity cancel taunt. That's how confident he was. Didn't even wait to touch the wall and reset the jumps. He knew it immediately.
Yeah, that was definitely a display of just quick thinking, honestly, from Dolan there. Was able to recognize was in a pretty bad spot. The gauntlets were gaining momentum again, and he was just like, what can I do to stomp this out? And that unarmed dare, definitely the answer. I swear, when you are off stage, the hitbox of unarmed dare feels like it's the entire stage. It's active for so long, dude.
It's so brutal. You can get caught with that. Like, you think they're not going to come in with the ground pound, so you think you're safe for a minute, and then all of a sudden, if you can learn how to edge guard with unarmed dare, like, you don't even need the ground pound at times.
You're just like unarmed dare, and then you burn all of their options, and then they go for a gravity cancel D-Light ground pound, and you're like, well, that's cool, I guess. But here we go, pulling up into game number 2. Same legends, Mammoth Fortress. Let's get it popping. Himwy on the back foot here. Hasn't been able to secure a dub in quite some time now. And this is the same person we saw pretty much decimate Dolan in the winners finals. Dolan, though, has made the adjustments.
Himwy kind of starting this game exactly like he did last game. Coming out on top, getting all of these weapons as Dolan in the orange. Weapon spawn comes in. Dolan's able to grab this one. I think he grabs it a little bit earlier than we saw last game. D-Light side air doesn't go for the dare. Knew he wasn't going to get the true option. D-Light side air has Dolan in the red. That's going to be the dodge. Himwy being very careful. Doesn't want to risk too much of getting caught on the edge against Dolan.
Okay, here we go. Now Dolan has
that's a
Himwy
punish
on the gauntlets, and just like that, is able to respond with so much damage, right? When he has this Rocket Lance into the gauntlets, Dolan's able to get so much done. And there we go, the gravity cancel D-Sig again. We've seen Himwy use that a lot, mainly as a, like, you're trying to cross me up with this left-right mix-up, and I just want you to get off me tool.
And Himwy's doing a good job of using it like right off the ground, so he will likely pick up a grounded opponent if Dolan stays low. But if he's like one jump height up, he's also going to pick it up there with how big that hitbox is. That's one of the best things about that. Also the long active frames, but that can be more of a double-edged sword because long active frames means long active frames. You're stuck there for a long time.
More time to punish. We're going to see beautiful spot dodge from Dolan. Doesn't able to pick up this weapon. There we go. Managed to secure the Rocket Lance. The Sayer isn't enough to KO, just a dodge. And we don't actually see the dodge get burnt there. I think Himwy thought that that dare was going to come a little bit later, or maybe that Dolan was going to go for a ground pound, but Dolan strikes a little bit early, and it catches Himwy off guard.
Might also been saving that dodge for a weapon toss or anything like that from Dolan, because we haven't seen him necessarily push too hard, especially jumping out with that dare as early as it came out. So Dolan made the right choice there, got the KO off of it. Dolan in the lead. Neutral light coming out, has Himwy in the orange on the second stock. That was a big read.
Yeah, it was definitely a, checking out the textbook for that one. Definitely nothing quite like he wanted there. Really wanted a high recovery or something, but right now Himwy with this sword throwing out these N-Sigs, noticing that Dolan is jumping a lot, has already secured 2 different N-Sigs, looked for a third, and we might see that third connect at some point. We're seeing a lot of signatures in general for Himwy there. We saw the side Sig come out, down air barely not finding the hit, and Dolan with the turnaround yet again.
The dodge did come out. It's going to be a second or so more. You saw that come out there as well. The D-Sig, we saw 2 signatures come out, one from Himwy, one from Dolan. Neither one hit the mark. That one does. Even from the wrong side of the stage, Dolan finds the KO there. Still just a little bit of a lead here, but he is already up 1-0 in the bracket reset here in Grand Finals.
And there we go, just like that. Dolan seemingly getting the better end of things, but not for long, as Himwy is able to turn it around with the D-Light recovery from the sword. We're going to see if this is going to be a 1-1 set or a 2-0 set in the favor of Dolan. It would stink for Himwy to make it this far and then get shut out. I'd like to see him at least get a game, but Dolan has been so good with these turnarounds.
Himwy definitely fighting back very well. Does get the punish off of that one. Doesn't get hit by the immediate wake up. D-Light side air. Dolan in the yellow. Himwy still in a pretty good spot. That turned Himwy yellow. Dolan really hoping for something big there.
Yeah, I really wanted that Sig to hit. Was thinking, man, maybe this time I should have gone for the down Sig, But with that said, I mean, still a fairly close game here. Himwy is finding a lot more consistency with this sword, and Dolan's kind of scrapping for some stray hits, but they definitely do a decent amount of damage. We'll see as Dolan trailing behind a little bit. Oh!
That weapon toss must have been so close to hitting. Himwy is going to have nothing. Dolan going up 2-0 in this set.
Oh, man, that gravity cancel side Sig we were talking about, like, it doesn't need to KO because of how far Vector carries you with the animation, that once you finally are launched and you're chilling there, you're like, bro, why am I so far away from the stage? You get the replay right here. Hit some boom, and it's like, wow, I got sent to the bottom right corner from that Sig.
And he was done. Good job from Dolan to clean that one up. Looking at the numbers here, 581 to 554. So it didn't take much for Dolan to clean that one up nicely. It's going to be some good KO efficiency coming out from Dolan throughout 8 SIGs on both sides. Accuracy, the exact same on both sides as well, 38% from both of these players.
Okay. And you can see Dolan, oh, he's so close now. You know, at this point, has already gotten 2. Needs one more victory, and he will be the Autumn Champion over Himwy, who is also someone we didn't expect to be here. Like, no matter which way the script unfolds tonight, we're going to have some history made for Southeast Asia. It's either going to be the first time for Dolan, someone who's been close so many times, 3 silver medals to his name, or alternatively, someone who has never been in this position ever in the history of Brawlhalla Esports, coming out with the crown. There is only one way that this can go, and we're about to find out.
SEA doing a great job of making waves here in the Autumn Championship, and Dolan knows how close he is, and he's also putting so much respect onto Himwy. His inputs were feeling a little bit weird, so that's why we haven't moved into this next game just yet. He wants to reset everything, make sure he's in tip-top shape, because he knows how close he is. He knows that he has to play at full potential, or Himwy could fight back in this and end up coming out with that gold medal, denying it from Dolan, which would be heartbreaking for Dolan fans, but incredible for Himwy fans. He's back into this one. Actually, no, that's a lie. It's actually Ice Pingu coming into this one. One of the most important people making things run on schedule behind the scenes in production. So we're still waiting for just a moment. Let's talk about Himwy, since that's sort of the name that we don't know in this. Let's maybe look at his movement through the bracket. Well, never mind. Dolan's here. You don't have to listen to me talk anymore. That's probably a plus.
But no, it is a slight thing worth mentioning, though, right? Because it's back-to-back blown away. I feel like it's one thing when, like, you know, somebody pops up in 2s and you're like, oh, wow, this team's kind of nice. I'm glad they made it this far. But then when the following week comes up and you see them again making it this far in 1s, you're like, all right, like, that's not a fluke or anything, bro. It's not just a 2 synergy. You're just a good player. And we're going to find out if you're good enough to stay alive in this bracket as we hop in to game number 3. This is match point for Dolan. Himwy needs to make the reverse 3-0 happen. Oh, and not like this.
Oh, Dolan, he almost picked up the down air there. I was seeing... Oh, is he going to get the edge guard here? Almost. You saw him hoping for the D-Light ground pound. Himwy coming, firing back immediately. Dolan again with the D-Light ground pound. They're coming out the gate 100 miles an hour here.
Yeah, both of them showing no signs of stopping, right? They're trying to get that momentum and keep it going, and the other just responds in spades, man. We have ourselves a scenario where the damage is relatively even. We've seen both players already. I mean, at this point, we're only like 40 seconds or so into the match, and we've seen crazy momentum swings in both directions.
That's going to be a punish D-Light ground pound, putting Himwy in a good spot. Weapon toss comes up to keep Dolan safe. It actually hit Himwy, and then came the ground pound. You saw the facepalm come out from Himwy as well. Feeling good about this one.
Yeah, you got to get into their head, play that mental a little bit. Dolan backing up, inching a little bit forward. And he's saying, you know what, I'll play a little bit of a slower game. Don't think I won't. I'm trying to get this dub. Ooh, down air. Ah, doesn't go for it. Goes for the Sair instead, but Himwy bides his time on the corner, and Dolan's still looking for that KO. D-Light recovery will not KO at this range. He needs at least 1 or 2 more hits.
Himwy playing very carefully, gets the neutral sig. That's going to turn Dolan yellow. The extra credit coming out for Himwy. D-Light side air as well. Oh, he inputs the Sair in the wrong direction. Not sure if he was expecting a dodge through or if that was just a miss input. Is this going to be the second stock from Dolan? Himwy might fight back in this set, keeping himself alive. Now up 2 stocks, 3 for Himwy, 1 for Dolan. Dolan needs a big comeback here if he wants to secure this one. Oh, Dolan, it's looking rough for him. He does get the mind gimp onto Himwy. That's one way to do it.
Okay, hold on. And now, yeah, I feel like it's really discouraging when you're down and there's 3 stocks. And you're like, oh, I got to do the 3 stock. I have to find this KO. I've been struggling to find the KO. And they just give it to you. Something about that refresh of seeing someone just come in with a clean slate means you're like, all right, I can rack up damage and go for my KO confirms at the efficient range that I'm used to. But Himwy's chopping him up. Oh, my gosh.
Sword finding a tremendous amount of damage. Like, Dolan turns Himwy orange, but Dolan is all of a sudden red. Oh, it went for the GC side heavy? That had to be a miss input.
Wait a minute.
That would be a very strange option to go for because he's just GC side heavying into the wall. He could throw out a down heavy. That would be like the regular option we would expect from most players.
And just a moment ago, we were talking about the potential of a 3 stock from Himwy. Now it's down to a 1 stock game. Dolan won't get the chance to somehow do the reverse 3 stock, but it was looking scary from Himwy in the end there. He just kind of ended up throwing out KO option after KO option. Recovery, 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 because it was like, you know what? I think I'm done with playing this game. So Himwy stays alive, you know, has a game on the board, but still has to do reverse 3-0. That means he has to win the next 2 games straight to become the champion.
Even though Dolan has hit some of those signature follow-ups with the side sig, I feel like he's totally at a net negative still at this point. Like, he hits them every now and then, but like that one right there, again, it's one of those situations where like he's pretty damaged. You saw the punish from Himwy came out, the D-Light hit, the ground pound turned him red, and it was basically over at that point. So Himwy is getting these incredible punishes, sometimes for KOs as well, even when there's not like a ton of damage on Dolan. He was just in the later stages of orange, and Himwy still turned it into a KO. So Dolan just has to be careful when he uses him. We've seen him use him in good spots where he's like yellow, and it's not a big deal if he gets hit, but when he uses him when he's orange, when he uses him when he's red, it can get hairy.
Man, you don't want to get too hairy, man, because then you won't
Definitely not. I'm bald, Flambo. I never want to get too hairy.
Yeah. Well, you got that beard going, though.
That's true, but it's not too hairy. You know I be shaving it.
Well, let me see if he can shave right now, though, because so far, I mean, trying to shave them stocks. So far, got all 3 of them. Potential edge guard scenario, just going to fade back. Himwy sneaking his way back on stage. The down sig not quite going to hit. The reverse end sig from Himwy, though. You see a lot of sigs coming out over this span of 5 seconds, but none of them finding the mark.
Nice little bit of movement there from Himwy. You saw him get onto the platform and then throw a side heavy off of that with the dash right before. So some good tech coming out from Himwy. Doesn't find the hit on any one of them. Definitely behind. I'm a little bit surprised that didn't kill. Shouts out to Crystal Temple, keeping him alive on that one. D-Light recovery, not going to be the KO option just yet. Maybe pick up another one. D-Light's the wrong direction.
Wow.
There's the D-Sig. Not enough. You talked about that force and how there's hardly any of it whatsoever, and you're not wrong.
Especially on a stage like Crystal Temple where the top kill box is just like, it's up there, man. Like, it is up there. You really got to go all the way to Brawlhalla if you want to get KO'd on this stage, which, hey, we're chilling there right now. They're scrapping it out. We're going to see what Dolan can do to go ahead and secure the first stock of Himwy here. Just needs a recovery. You can see he's going for it raw right now. Neutral tries to do it unarmed. That's not going to hit. And Himwy just trying to slice him a little bit. You know what? Nick him here, chop him there, get a little bit of damage, not go for anything too crazy, and just slowly amass that lead.
Dolan's movement looking a little bit interesting right now. It's almost, I can't tell if he's like having weird inputs or if he's just like scared. The way he's moving like away from Himwy while he was trying to get that stock, maybe hoping for a weapon spawn to come out. Didn't for a very long time. Himwy was able to maintain weapon control.
And who's to say, like, you are on the verge of hitting a milestone you haven't before. I have to imagine that if you're Dolan right now, you're just probably trying to keep your hands from shaking. You're so close. You want it so bad. You've been here before, and you've been burned, you know? There's nothing worse than getting second.
Yeah, literally, like, both of these players are in such a scary situation. Even though Dolan has more experience this deep in the bracket, you're exactly right. Milestone moment for both of these players is still incredibly nerve-wracking.
Oh, and there we go. It's close yet again. Dolan trying to rack up this damage, goes for the down sig. It's not going to find the mark there. You can see Himwy trying to strike back, goes for a side light recovery. It's not going to hit. It's in the corner, does the end light in the wrong direction, and Dolan doesn't capitalize and, in fact, gives up stage control.
Neutral air is going to hit, not going to be the KO option. That unarmed recovery is Dolan might find himself in a good spot here. Still, I believe, just in the orange. So if Himwy goes for a vertical knockout off the top, it's going to take a lot more damage. Dolan finding some damage on this final stock of Himwy. Has him in the yellow. There's the side light. Neutral sig the other direction, not anywhere near Dolan. I don't even think it would have KO'd. Dolan's still in the orange. Not a big deal. Now turning red. The D-Light Cider didn't even send him off screen, so still in a pretty good spot. Again, another KO option, not going to be enough. Some more damage has to be racked up onto Dolan.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe a D-Light Gravity Cancel N-Sig might have had a little bit of extra juice, but we were talking about how high the top kill box is, and Dolan is one stock away from being the 2021 Autumn Champion. Just needs to find this KO here. Needs to rack up a little bit more damage here. Himwy answering back, brings it to a final stock game. Can he hang on?
It's like the closer that Dolan gets to total victory, the more nerve-wracking that it is. He's getting closer to that finish line. He knows it's just a few more steps, but he's worried he's going to trip and fall. He's doing some good damage here. He's unarmed, able to pick up the weapon. Neutral stick comes out from Himwy. He goes with the neutral stick side air. Weapon toss goes high. Dolan might get the weapon spawn in time. Backs up, does get hit by the neutral light. Weapon spawn coming in. Himwy maintaining weapon control. Himwy is so damaged. Dolan's going to need more than just the unarmed kit to KO at this point.
Oh, down
be very careful here.
There it is.
Dolan is your Southeast Asia Autumn 1v1 champion. First gold in 1v1 for the boy.
It's about damn time. Man.
It's crazy because he really hasn't even been top 3 that often. Like, he's PR2 coming into this one, but he's only been top 2 3 times, and then top 3 an additional 3 times. So 3 silvers, 3 bronzes. Now we're going to add a 1-3-3 in there. The 1 is a gold medal. Dolan maintaining his composure, finding the victory there.
But you got to think, like, so what, that's 3 and 3, so that's 6 times, right?
Yep.
Making it that far. But then you think, like, all right, so there's a seasonal championship. You got winters, you got autumns, you got summer.